all the way from the Dakotas down now into Texas. We have sub-zero wind chills.
And despite some blue sky, Minneapolis, a high around 4 today. Wind chills, -20. Denver, snow and the cold. You'll see a high temperature reading or also around 4 degrees and wind chills getting down around -15 or 15 below. And we are looking at that Arctic air returning. We take a look right now, that Arctic air returning to the plains. And in fact, it is already in the plains in many spots where we are dealing with some very cold air. And we're looking at some extremely cold air. When you factor in the wind, it is going to be even colder. We look right now at the temperatures. You have the pink on the map. This is some of the coldest air. And you're looking at 11 below right now in Minot, Fargo, 6 below, Minneapolis, 4 below, and all of these, in fact, are below. These are numbers that are cooler than 0 right now. And as we look at the wind chill, it's going to feel even colder. When you start to see some of the white show up on the map, that tells you that things are extremely cold. What it feels like on your skin in Minot, North Dakota, it feels like it is 33 below 0. Fargo, it feels like it is 25 below. And in Omaha and Denver, closer to 20 below 0. That's what it feels like when you factor in the wind chill. And we are going to see still some of that cold air moving. Eventually, it's going to move to the east. But this is the main spot right now for that cold air, that Arctic air, bringing some dangerous conditions to be outside. If you're out there for a long period of time, especially if you have exposed skin, it is going to be dangerous in many locations. And for today, the high in many spots staying below 10. Single digits for high temperatures in so many places today. Tomorrow, you're still looking at some very cold air to the north, but it's making it into the south. Looking at temperatures into the upper 30s in Austin. It's 23 degrees cooler than average. And the coldest high temperature on record for the day in Denver is 8 degrees. And today, that record is in jeopardy. The Weather Channel's Leanne Gregg is live in the Mile High City. Leanne, how are you doing there?
Hi, Jen and Chris. Well, we're hanging in. It's really, really cold, bitterly cold. You mentioned the wind chill is close to -20. Take a look at this winter scene around us. The only creatures that seem comfortable right now are the geese. They're waking up this morning, and you can see there's a blanket of snow across the area. That started yesterday in Denver, overnight between Sunday and Monday. Several inches fell. Most of the snow has moved out. There will be some more flurries through this afternoon, but the real issue today is the bitter cold. It's dangerously cold. The homeless shelters are full. Crews have been going out trying to help people get inside, find somewhere warm. This system will move on by Wednesday afternoon, when temperatures will begin to creep back up by New Year's Day into the 30s. And then the sun will continue to shine for the rest of the week, which will be welcome news for Denver. Jen, back to you.
Oh, Leanne, thank you. And always love how you're styling. Your hat matches your zipper on your jacket. Look great out there in the cold. Oh, and you saw that steam behind her, too. A lot going on with this cold air. And you know where else the cold is going? It's going to Vegas. We're looking at temperatures dropping down in Vegas. Huge plans, of course, for everyone to party for New Year's. And also in the forecast, we've got an about face going on here. There might be a little bit of snow. Here is a live look for you right now. Let's go to KSNV's Craig Figner to explain how it is possible that we could have ice and snow threatening everything from travel to food.
What a difference a day might make on the Las Vegas Strip. The possibility of snow and icy weather was enough for this couple from Ohio to rethink the way they'll begin 2015.
It's running us out of town. We're leaving, going back to Cincinnati.
Seriously, we are. We're leaving tomorrow. We're going to beat that storm.
If the storm hits with crushing cold, it could drive away a lot of tourists in cars, especially from California. Tracy and Michael drove here from Ohio.
Home of the Bengals.
And they aren't taking any chances.
Yes, I believe it. Yes, and we want to beat it. We do not want to get stuck here. We don't want to get stuck going through the mountains.
At McCarran, it could cripple air traffic for people and seafood. 5,000 pounds of live blue crab arrive weekly as freight and usually on Southwest passenger flights.
As long as we don't get hit with a big blizzard here and shut the city down for 4 or 5 days, I think we'll be able to survive a one-day snowstorm.
It is hard to imagine such a drastic change in weather from an evening where these flames are mostly decorative to one in about a day where they would be mandatory.
And we're constantly getting new information on AirAsia Flight 8501. Indonesia's National Search and Rescue Agency confirms the red, white, and black wreckage spotted this morning is from the missing plane. 3 bodies have been pulled from the waters off Borneo. Another 3 have been located. Ships and aircraft from Indonesia and 5 other countries, including the U.S., are involved in the recovery operations. The debris field is located about 6 miles from Flight 8501's last communication with air traffic control. 162 people were on board the plane when it disappeared Sunday over the Java Sea. Coming up next, expert analysis of what happened.
Let's go! 50 Omaha, set hot. Right there, nice. Losing feeling in my toes. Nothing beats that new car smell. Chicken parm, you taste so good.
Nationwide is on your side.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
When it comes to good nutrition, I'm no expert. That would be my daughter.
Hi, Dad.
She's a dietitian. And back when I wasn't eating right, she got me drinking Boost. It's got a great taste, and it helps give me the nutrition I was missing, helping me stay more like me.
Boost Complete Nutritional Drink has 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D to support strong bones, and 10 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, all with a delicious taste.
Grandpa!
Stay strong, stay active with Boost.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 82. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, cloudy with occasional rain showers. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
We all want a stylish living room, but what if you don't have a team of designers, or unlimited amounts of money, or camera-ready lighting, or even an industrial-size hair fan? Well, you can still have all the style and comfort you want with the surprisingly affordable Urban Attitudes collection from La-Z-Boy. The dress stays.
The year-end sale. 0% interest for 36 months.
Urban Attitudes from La-Z-Boy. Live life comfortably.
Thanks.
FedEx has solutions to enable global commerce that can help your company grow steadily and quickly.
做得很好。
Cut it out. See you tomorrow.
Why do you want to do your taxes now with Jackson Hewitt? Because you need a free $50 Walmart e-gift card so you can share the joy of getting your taxes done. Now get a free $50 Walmart e-gift card when you do your taxes with Jackson Hewitt at Walmart.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. As the recovery of AirAsia Flight 8501 continues, we want to talk about the prevalence of thunderstorms in that region, and that is due to something called the Intertropical Convergence Zone. So here's a look at where that is, and generally it resides near the equator. It's a band of thunderstorms, and it migrates to the north and to the south of the equator in the tropics, and that's why it's called intertropical. It's also called convergence zone because of converging winds. That means winds that are coming together from two different directions, and as the air flows together, it's got to go up at that point once it gets together, and that rising motion helps to create thunderstorms. And another factor is you've got the largest area of warm ocean temperatures in the entire world, so there's a lot of moisture in the air, and that too fuels these thunderstorms. So you've got a very warm atmosphere, and because it is warm, it has expanded greatly around that region, and the thunderstorms too also grow taller in that region, getting up to 50, 60, in some cases 70,000 feet, and most commercial airliners won't get above 40,000 feet. So they've got to try to get around those very tall thunderstorms, and that certainly may have been a factor in this particular tragedy. Chris, Jen, back to you.
Carl, thank you. We continue to follow the story. We have more now on the tragic news out of Indonesia this morning. Crews have located debris and bodies in the Java Sea from missing AirAsia Flight 8501.
This is about 100 miles off the island of Borneo, which is near Sumatra in Java, if you're familiar with that part of the world. And the debris located just 6 miles from the jet's last known location. And joining us live via Skype is UK aviation analyst Julian Bray.
Julian, thanks for joining us again. We were just listening to Carl talk about the thunderstorms in that part of the world. It's very common, actually, for those thunderstorms to set up right there. Do you think that there was any surprise to the pilot that there were thunderstorms in the area?
I think he's very surprised because the main one I seem to remember is about 50 kilometers across. And the original weather maps that you produced show that there were 3 large red blobs right in front of his plane. So he might have actually seen 2 of them on his in-flight weather radar, and he might not have seen the third mass. And so it'd be very difficult because he'd actually be caught whichever way. He'd be torn in various directions. Very difficult.
And again, we don't know exactly what happened, what brought down this plane, but ice possibly on the plane may have been a factor, because even though it's the tropics, you can have icing at that elevation. Will you speak to the de-icing process in this environment?
Yes, basically, he was actually flying at a height where he would attract icing, but the problem really is it's repetitive icing. And so you get any ice on a wing, it totally changes the profile of the wing. And of course, that is how the aircraft flies, because it creates a vacuum above the wing and lifts the aircraft. Now, if anything is there to disrupt that, and let's face it, he's being pulled in several different directions. There's winds coming at him from all directions, so he might have actually lost, in effect, gravity. So then the thing would I'm afraid it would just sink like a stone.
Julian Bray, thank you for joining us, and I believe we'll get to talk with you again next hour because we do have more questions. My question is, would this be a process that would happen immediately, or would it be a build-up? How much notice would a pilot have received?
And we'll try to tackle that a little bit later, but we also are watching another big story across the U.S., the cold and winter storm Frona, as it treks across the Rockies and impacts millions of people. Still dumping snow in Utah and Colorado. Great for skiers, but this storm will bring icy conditions for New Year's Day.
We'll have more on that and a story from South Georgia.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds. Go bold with flavors that kick.
This holiday season,
You can do this, Luke. Just gotta believe.
Rolling Stone raves Unbroken has a spirit that soars.
If I can take it, I can make it.
Filled with hope, faith, and forgiveness. Unbroken, rated PG-13.
Have you ever wondered why? Why so many innocent children die every day from hunger and disease we can prevent?
You must have been in a place so dark you couldn't feel the light reaching for you through that stormy cloud.
These children are facing death right now. Innocent children, just like this one. So the real question we must ask ourselves is why we don't do more to save them.
That's what I keep asking. Was there anything I could have said or done?
Just 50 cents a day is all it takes to give these children the help they've been waiting for. Go online or call this number now and join UNICEF with your $15 monthly gift. It's just 50 cents a day, and you'll deliver life-saving nutrition, urgent medical care, and vaccines directly to the children who could die without it.
That's what I keep asking.
It's only 50 cents a day, just 50 cents, to get these children the critical help they need. For that child who can't wait another moment, please don't delay.
God only knows what went wrong.
Pick up the phone or go online now.
This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
If your child attends public school, you should know something very interesting tends to happen when all students have equal access to a high-quality education. More students excel, and more students succeed. That's why we need equitable implementation of Common Core state standards. Putting Common Core in our schools puts all children first. To learn more, visit putourchildrenfirst.org.
This holiday season, get the gift you really want during Lincoln's Wishlist event at Alpacker Lincoln, like a 2014 Lincoln MKX, just $369 a month, or the all-new 2015 Lincoln MKC, just $299 a month. Every new Lincoln comes with complimentary maintenance, Lincoln loaner cars, and so much more. Get luxury for less during the Wishlist event at Alpacker Lincoln on Military Trail. And remember,
before you buy, Price Packer.
And even pay the return postage. Try No-No risk-free today.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 82. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, cloudy with occasional rain showers. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now, this is a live look at Salt Lake City and a little bit of blue sky, but it's not what we're seeing right now. It's what we're feeling. That's the big deal here in Salt Lake City.
The wind is a huge deal. Very windy coming down from the east. It's a strong east wind. In fact, the winds on I-15 have been as high as over 50 miles per hour. There was a tractor trailer that was overturned by these winds, and it's actually creating an avalanche concern even down to the foothills. An avalanche warning there in areas you might not expect it. So want to make sure you have this warning before you head out today.
Quite a bit of winter weather this morning, and we are tracking it for you with Winter Storm Frona. That's one of the big deals. The other big deal is that cold.
Yes.
So cold.
For so many, and it's spreading too. So we've got it all. And windy too. I'm looking at the winds in the west right now. In Sacramento and the Valley, we've got winds that today will gust over 50 miles per hour.
And wind chill's an issue also in Washington and Oregon in the Cascades. Let's go ahead right now and we'll take a look at the winter weather update and Winter Storm Frona as we take a look at where the snow is coming down right now. Jen, just a little bit there in the Sierra Nevadas, parts of eastern Oregon and into Idaho.
Yeah, this is one thing I've thought the whole time about this storm, Frona. It's not spectacular when you look at it on the satellite or the water vapor. It's not like this tiny little low all spun up, but it's there and it's got cold air to work with, and we're going to see some snow out of it.
In those areas right here, and this is what you're talking about, Jen. And we have to look at the water vapor. This shows us the moisture in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. It also does a good job of picking out that spin, and it's really hard to even pick it out with this.
It's very subtle, and sometimes these are the ones that get you, right? Because it doesn't sort of glare at you when you look at it, but it is there, and you can tell by the wind that something is happening. The air is moving around, and once we get some moisture, we will see the snow.
And some snow even to some of the higher elevations in Southern California, also into Arizona and New Mexico. This is now New Year's as we see even a potential for ice in Texas. So this is something we're watching very closely here at the Weather Channel. This is the snowfall forecast. Parts of Utah and the mountains to the south, 1 foot to 1.5 foot of snow. 3 to 5 inches will be common. That's that little bit darker blue color. The lighter blue is the 1 to 3 inches of snow. Then here's that ice we're talking about here in Texas. So far, official forecast, we are looking at some likely ice accumulation of around 1/10 of an inch for Abilene and San Angelo. Something we're going to keep a very close eye on here. Jen?
We go from snow to severe weather, and cleanup is underway this morning in southern Georgia, a day after an EF0 tornado tore through. It struck just east of Valdosta near the Florida line. At least 4 people were hurt. The tornado also left a trail of destruction, causing a lot of damage at the Langdale Forest Products, bringing winds up to 85 miles an hour, and it is the second tornado to hit the same area in less than a week. Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, breaks it down.
We've had damage that's caused the collapse of a building. We have some pictures of that at a lumber yard there on the south side of Valdosta, Georgia. There you see a big pile, nothing but a big pile of rubble, and then the roof is off of this building. We also had reports of railroad cars that were overturned, so some pretty serious damage, and some people were injured in the collapse of this building. Let's take a look. We have another picture of some of this damage. There again, you see some of the sides and the roof taken off. Probably with sheet metal. Some of the roof off of that building, and then some of the debris that's been scattered about. So this occurred shortly before noon. This is about 11:30 on Monday morning. Let's go to take a look at the radar at the time. And here's first the location. There's Georgia. So this is south central Georgia. There's Valdosta. And the location was about 2 miles south of downtown. Langdale Forest Products there had damage. And actually not too far away from there on December 23rd, there was possible tornado damage as well. There's Valdosta. There's the radar at the time, about 11:30. Not a very big storm. No lightning here. No lightning, in fact, anywhere in the country at the time. And it was a pretty small storm. Look at this. The top of the storm, not much more than 10,000 feet tall. It did have, though, at this point, a little bit of a tornado debris signature with it. So while it wasn't very big, didn't have any lightning, that's why I call it a fluke. But still, it had enough low-level wind shear that shower's updraft converted that to probably a tornado. Back to you.
Greg, thank you for that. Remember that tornado warning came out yesterday during our show, and we were looking at the radar, and it wasn't obvious that there would have been a tornado. So let's talk about any rain chances. The story is actually Thursday into Friday when we track that system, the winter system, Frona, that we were talking about. This gets into the southeast as a rainy system, rain from Nashville to Atlanta, getting into the weekend.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru.
Why do you want to do your taxes now with Jackson Hewitt? Because you need a free $50 Walmart e-gift card so you can share the joy of getting your taxes done. Now get a free $50 Walmart e-gift card when you do your taxes with Jackson Hewitt at Walmart.
I smoked a lot and quit a lot, but ended up nowhere. Now I use this.
The Nicoderm CQ patch with unique extended release technology helps prevent the urge to smoke all day.
I want this time to be my last time. That's why I choose Nicoderm CQ.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from the agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll instantly begin experiencing relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point on the calf muscle to instantly relieve pain. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain to the sciatic nerve and lower back for instant relief.
I just slide it on, I tighten the strap, I feel the pressure point right behind my knee, and right away I feel the release of pain in my lower back.
Be Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on the specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Wow, that's I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something. You can't see the relief? I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
I definitely wish I found this a couple months ago.
Be Active gives you the ability to instantly be active again. Wear it while exercising. Keep up with the kids. It's invisible under clothing, comfortable enough to sleep in. Be Active easily adjusts to fit any leg so everyone can live pain-free. Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now start living pain-free with the acupressure point therapy of Be Active for just $19.99. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to get instant relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-370-7747. That's 1-800-370-7747 or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Fire in the hole.
Sunday.
I think we got company.
Oh, wow.
Not the good kind either.
Amanda confronts a claim jumper.
He's waiting for us to leave so he can dig our hole through the night. If he comes up, it's on. You have to wait for me to find a pocket so you can take my stones.
Prospectors, new episode Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 82. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, cloudy with occasional rain showers. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash. Mondays at 9, here on the Weather Channel.
Some new video now showing the seconds as an EF3 tornado ripped through Columbia, Mississippi last week. William Bozeman was recording the whole thing on his mobile phone.
Look at this. See, when he ran to take cover, he actually dropped the phone. And you can see the wind and the power as this thing roared through. At least 5 people were killed that day.
We want to welcome you back here to Weather Center Live. I'm Chris Warren.
And I'm Jen Carfagno. The Arctic gates have opened just in time to kick off 2015 on a cold note. Let's take a look at wind chills out there. We've got readings well below zero all across the northern plains, the northern Rockies, but you can see down into Texas. It feels sub-zero when you factor in the wind and the cold temperatures.
Also, you look at Los Angeles, it's going to feel very cold for you. Omaha, you're going to be seeing a daytime high temperature reading today of 7. Wind chills will make it feel like it's 17 below zero.
We've got a lot of cold to talk about in LA. We're keeping our eye on you for that Rose Parade. We'll have more on that coming up. But first, just dealing with what we have right now, Denver. It is cold.
It is cold, possibly only 5 today. And lows plunging once again well below zero tonight.
The Weather Channel's Leanne Gregg is live in Denver this morning. So have you seen anyone out and about this hour, or people just bundled up and inside?
Well, hi, Jen and Chris. This is usually a pretty busy area, Washington Park in Denver, and not many. A few people have been out, a few joggers. I even saw one person on a bike, but very limited activity. But it is warmer now than it was an hour ago. It's 1 degree out. It was -7 in the last hour. The wind chill now is -10 degrees. By tonight, it's expected to be between -10 and 20 degrees for the wind chill. Bitter cold, and you can see it's a winter scene. The snow started falling in the Denver area overnight Sunday into Monday. Several inches fell yesterday. Most of that snow has moved on. There still will be some flurries today. I don't know if you can see it right now. Some freezing rain sort of falling down, but not a lot more accumulation expected. These cold temperatures, however, will remain until Wednesday, when the system will begin to push toward the east, and by New Year's Day, the temperatures here will be back up into around 30 and the low 30s. Sunshine for the rest of the week. In the meantime, this system will not let up. It's already affecting more than half of the country. It will move into some of the plain states in the Midwest and cause some more headaches in that area. Back to you guys.
Leanne, thank you. Chris and I are just discussing all those geese or ducks all sort of gathered on the side, huddled together. I wonder if it's for warmth, you think?
Oh, I would think so.
They look like no problem. I mean, they look so happy all morning. They've just been fluttering around. It truly is amazing nature.
It looks awesome in a very cold way, in a cool way.
Right, but relatively speaking, they are huddled together, but at the same time, you see the steam coming off of there.
Yes.
So the water's the warm spot to be.
Exactly. Much better off being in the water than it's just like sometimes you go to the beach in the summer, right? You're warmer in the water if it cools, the air cools down.
Exactly.
I love it in the evening. All right, let's talk more about the Arctic air. You're not thinking swimming or beach, or maybe you're thinking polar plunge, because those do happen around New Year's, right? But what we have right now is a lot of cold air that is spread out all across the Midwest. These are the current temperatures. Right now, it is 1 below in Scottsbluff, Nebraska.
The blue colors on the map are cold colors. You get into the purple, and that's, oh man, that's cold colors.
It's colder than cold.
And then white cold. You heard of white hot. This is white cold.
There is, nothing that's, when you look at the cold like this, 33 below. Here, this is the kind of air you get outside and you just can't take it. You want to get back in, you breathe in, it feels like it's burning. It hurts, yes. And if you're not covered up, any more than 20 minutes outside in air like this, and you'll start to get frostbite if you're not covered up. So that's a concern with this kind of cold.
Yeah, it is a dangerous cold for sure. Today, we're looking at high temperatures, mind you, single digits in many spots.
Yeah, we look at these readings all the way down into Texas, and this is the concern that we have in Texas, is cold coming in, but we've got our next weather system coming in, and that could mean we have a little bit of icing out there, so we are watching that close in tandem with the cold.
Yeah, 20 to almost 25 degrees colder than average for this time of year for parts of Texas.
This is New Year's Day in Dallas. This could be one of our top 10 coldest New Year's Day on record when you look at the numbers. I mean, between that and you take a look at the low temperatures, oh, it's even worse. 25 in Oklahoma City on Thursday morning.
It is going to be very cold, and we talk about the wind chill a lot, and that is going to be a big factor for millions of people in the coming days. But you might be wondering, why does it make it feel even colder? What role does that wind play, and why do our bodies try to protect us when the wind chill is on?
Well, Sam Champion does a deep dive into the science, courtesy of a demonstration that will have you shivering. It's today's Brainstorm.
Equation used to calculate the effect of wind on the human body during cold weather or wind chill looks like this. get a less complicated look at the physiological effects of wind chill, we enlisted Josh Garcia from our Brainstorm team to be a guinea pig and step inside our custom lab, an ice truck. To monitor respiratory and heart rates, we've equipped Josh with a high-tech bioharness and an ingestible thermometer that will track his core body temperature.
All right, Josh, this is going to measure your core temperature.
Yes.
It's an internal thermometer. I'm going to have you drink this water.
Right.
Down it goes.
For a baseline test, the truck is chilled to an ambient, windless temperature of 20 degrees. At this rate, frostbite could occur in as little as 30 minutes.
All right, we're about 10 minutes in, and my core body temperature is actually dipped about a half a degree, which may not seem like a lot, but it feels like a lot.
Our infrared thermometer shows Josh's surface temperature is just 41 degrees. And after 20 minutes, Josh's heart rate slowly increases to above 90 beats per minute. Now, to simulate a 20-degree wind chill, we raise the ambient temperature to 31 degrees, but add a 15-mile-per-hour wind.
Josh, how you doing up there?
I've had better days, Nick.
In normal conditions, the human body radiates heat, which forms a layer of warm air that shields the ambient temperature from the skin. But wind blows that away, making your skin more vulnerable to the cold. So although the ambient temperature was more than 10 degrees higher, the wind chill made his core body temperature fall by half a degree, while areas of his skin actually dropped to below 40 degrees. But one major difference from the first test was Josh's heart rate. In an effort to maintain a safe core body temperature in cold weather, glucose stores are processed up to 5 times faster. This increases the body's ability to burn fat and gives the skeletal muscles fuel to shiver, both which generate heat energy. And during the final 90 seconds of this demonstration, this causes Josh's heart rate to spike at 171 beats per minute, or about 90% of his max.
My heart is beating out of my chest. It's close to my max.
This increased heart rate is what effectively keeps Josh safe while enduring the wind.
I'm freezing. I really can't say I've endured temperatures this cold before in my entire life.
And that process of thermal regulation, the body's effort to regulate its temperature, is a lot of work. The wind chill triggered a spike in Josh's heart rate, about 25% higher than a cyclist's during the Tour de France. And you've been Brainstorm. Sam Champion, The Weather Channel.
All right, we want to see. We want to see what you think about this cold. Send it. You'll get a link so you can share your video with us. It's so cold that ... Make sure you take it horizontal, and we'll show them here on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 82. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, cloudy with occasional rain showers. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you suffer from a dry mouth, then you'll know how uncomfortable it can be. But did you know that the lack of saliva can also lead to tooth decay and bad breath? Well, there is Biotene, specially formulated with moisturizers and lubricants. Biotene can provide soothing relief, and it helps keep your mouth healthy, too. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
Why do I take Metamucil every day? Because it helps me skip the bad stuff.
I'm good. That's what I like to call the Meta Effect.
4-in-1 Multi-Health Metamucil, now clinically proven to help you feel less hungry between meals. Experience the Meta Effect with our new Multi-Health Wellness line.
I love my Meta Health bars because when nutritious tastes this delicious, I don't miss the other stuff.
New Meta Health bars help promote heart health. Experience the Meta Effect with our new Multi-Health Wellness line.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Saving and smiling. That's how I start the year. With tons of stuff on rollback, clearance, and more at Walmart. And that really puts a smile on my face.
Thousands of items on rollback and clearance, in-store and online.
Right now, somewhere in America, there's an animal being beaten and another being locked in a cage, alone and left to die. These scared, innocent animals don't realize there's any hope for a better life. At the ASPCA, we're committed to searching every dark corner to find them and to help heal the deep physical and emotional wounds that have been inflicted on them. But we can't reach these animals without your support. So please visit our website or call now and join. Sign up for just $18 a month. It's only 60 cents a day, and you'll help rescue animals who are suffering and provide medical care, food, shelter, and love. The situation is urgent, and so we're asking you to join in the next 10 minutes. If you do, we'll send you the photo of an animal from our shelter and an ASPCA t-shirt. If you've wondered if your support will make a difference, I can tell you it will. And if you've ever thought about helping, this is the time. It's a painful and horrifying life for these animals. But for just 60 cents a day, you can change everything. It could be the most important thing you do today. Go online or call right now.
And we've got a heartbreaking story here. The search for AirAsia Flight 8501 this morning. Indonesia confirming crews located debris from the plane.
And now the bleak job of recovering the bodies. NBC's Katie Tur is covering the story from Singapore, where it is early evening now.
Jen and Chris, day 3 and just the worst possible news for relatives. Officials confirm that they found the wreckage and bodies from the missing AirAsia Flight 8501. And relatives learned about this in just the most horrible way they possibly could. They were watching live television when they were shown bodies on TV floating in the water. They were given absolutely no warning. It bears repeating that there were 162 people on board this flight. 17 of them were kids and 1 was a baby. They are still calling this, though, a search and rescue effort. So there is still some hope that there could be survivors out there. But as the hours go on, as the days go on, as you guys know, the hope for survivors becomes dimmer and dimmer. They're going to start their search efforts again tomorrow in earnest once the daylight, once the sunrise comes up. They're hoping to send divers down to a big shadowy area where they believe the bulk of the wreckage is. Those divers are going to be recovering the black boxes if they can find them. Those black boxes should give everyone an idea of what exactly happened on this flight and whether or not it was bad weather in the area that's to blame. They also want to interview the pilots who were flying around the area at the same time, who made it to their final destination without a problem. They want to know if those pilots have any insight into the matter. 5 countries are involved in this search right now. This search for debris, this search for bodies, this search for potentially still survivors. The U.S. has offered 2 of its own naval ships, and they are right now in the Java Sea looking. But this is just a really tough day, and tomorrow is only going to be tougher. Family members are being offered a charter flight to fly around the Belitung Islands so that they're going to be able to pray for their loved ones in the last known location of the plane. All in all, a tough day, and it looks like it could only get tougher in the days to come. Guys, back to you.
Katie Tur, thank you very much. And a lot of factors in this, and there's a lot of different possibilities when it comes to the weather, and icing is one of those possibilities, even on the equator.
That's right. We're going to bring in Storm Specialist Carl Parker to talk more about this. And, Carl, the problems that icing causes when it comes to how the plane is flying and what speed the plane is flying.
Yeah, it affects the instrumentation, so they might not know how fast they're going, and if they don't have enough airspeed, then they can crash. And let's take a look at what airspeed is required here. This is just a general area showing you where the flight occurs, and so we're going out on the right with speed, that's airspeed, and then we're going up on the y-axis with altitude. So as you gain altitude, it is critical that you increase the speed as well, because when you think about it, there are not as many air molecules as you're going up in the atmosphere, so you've got to go faster. And if it's possible that they dropped off in speed, then they could have gotten into this territory because they were at a very high altitude. So that may have been a big part of the problem.
So the next question is, what would cause them to drop off in speed?
Right, and we want to talk a little bit about supercooled water droplets. And look at the sounding here. This is really interesting. So when we get up in elevation, you're talking about a very high elevation, and you've got supercooled water droplets across a lot of the middle of the cloud here. And these supercooled water droplets, when they come in contact with something solid, can then freeze. Now, what's interesting is that when you get up to -40 Fahrenheit and Celsius, then at that point you might not actually have any supercooled water. You should have just plain old ice crystals. But take a look at this. This is what is called rime ice. This is on the top of Mount Washington, and supercooled water droplets that don't have ice nuclei to form ice come into the structures on the top of Mount Washington and form this rime ice. Really beautiful, actually, but this is what it looks like going from liquid in a supercooled state right to ice as soon as it comes in contact with something, and that may be what happened on the front of this plane. So here's a look at what happens with the plane as it's coming through the middle of the thunderstorm, getting into that supercooled water. What can happen is the supercooled water again freezes on contact with the nose of the plane, and that's where these devices called pitot tubes are mounted. And what the pitot tubes do is they determine the airspeed. Because of the wind that's flowing into the tubes, that increases the pressure inside the tube, and that pressure gives them an airspeed measurement. But if there's something that is blocking that tube, if it's ice or something else, in one case in a crash in the 90s, it was actually a wasp's nest. So if it's something like that blocking the tube, that can be enough to change the airspeed indication, and that can be deadly, as they may not know how to correct.
Yeah, Carl, thank you for that. Up next, we'll have more on Winter Storm Frona.
In the nation, misfortune doesn't take a holiday. But add brand new belongings from Nationwide and we'll replace stolen or destroyed items with brand new versions. Making sure every season is the season of giving. Just another way we put members first. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
This is the equivalent of the sugar in one regular soda. And this is one soda a day over an average adult lifetime. But there's a better choice. Drink more Brita water. Clean, refreshing Brita.
This thing is getting bigger and bigger.
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 82. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, cloudy with occasional rain showers. High 79. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When it comes to good nutrition, I'm no expert. That would be my daughter.
Hi, Dad.
She's a dietitian. And back when I wasn't eating right, she got me drinking Boost. It's got a great taste, and it helps give me the nutrition I was missing, helping me stay more like me.
Boost Complete Nutritional Drink has 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D to support strong bones, and 10 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, all with a delicious taste. Grandpa! Stay strong, stay active with Boost.
All clear.
And then Santa's helpers boarded the train, and off they went. And that's how we got it. Wow!
The magic of the season is here at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Bill, have you seen my keys anywhere?
I'll help you look.
Maybe you left them in the bathroom again.
Just strangest thing.
The warning signs of Alzheimer's disease may be right in front of you.
It's all right, baby.
For help and information, call the Alzheimer's Association or visit alz.org/10signs.
When heartburn comes creeping up on you, fight back with Relief So Smooth. It's fast. Tums Smoothie starts dissolving the instant it touches your tongue and neutralizes stomach acid at the source. Smoothies, only from Tums.
Sensitive bladder? Try new Always Discreet. Up to 40% thinner for superior comfort. Absorbs 2 times more than you may need. No wonder more women already prefer new Always Discreet pads over Poise. Visit alwaysdiscreet.com for coupons and to learn more.
If a denture were to be put under a microscope, we can see all the bacteria that still exists. Polident's unique MicroClean formula works in just 3 minutes, killing 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria for a cleaner, fresher, brighter denture every day.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. They're simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-873-5273 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation. With a government-insured tax-free reverse mortgage from AAG, you always retain complete ownership of your home. Call 1-800-873-5273 to receive your free info kit today.
Find out. There's no obligation, and you can receive a decision in minutes. Visit us online at ondeck.com today.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
New report just in. 4 hikers that were missing since last night at 10 p.m. 3 men and 1 woman have been found this morning. You're looking live right now. You can see the chopper overhead. The hikers are below there. They have just been found. And Chris, I think it's a good thing because the temperatures are about to really drop across this area.
Yeah, and if you go hiking, you want a day hike. You don't know exactly what their situation was, but if you go on a day hike in Southern California, you might be tempted to bring a light sweatshirt, but the weather can change even in California where it is so dependable. It doesn't, change that drastically that often,
but it's
it can.
about to.
And it's about to.
And you can see right there, we've got the rescuer now leaving the chopper, going down to get the hikers that went missing at 10 o'clock last night. So, Chris, that tells us, I think, that they had not planned to spend the night and probably did not have all the gear they needed.
And is that one of them perhaps there? Now, if that is, it does look like perhaps they do have at least pants on and jackets.
So we're continuing to watch the rescuer come down from the chopper to get the hikers.
And another sign that it's wintertime is you don't have the leaves on the trees. You have some of the leaves on the trees that are there year round. But this is a cold time of year, and it looks like this person right here was at least dressed for, did at least have a jacket, and it looks like a hood, which would help you able to cover your head with that sort of a gear. But it's still something you have to think about, the possibility of what could be just an easy hike, not necessarily so if you take a wrong turn.
And we are watching a weather system about to track into this area. The winds are going to start to pick up. The air temperature will be dropping in the days to come. So again, the kind of weather that's coming is going to be even more difficult than the weather that they have been dealing with through the overnight.
Yeah, it is going to be very cold soon, even by anybody's standards, really. Southern California, we usually have to say it's all relative, but you're going to get down around freezing. It's cold.
Yeah, this is the coldest air of the year that will be, certainly the season anyway, that we'll be seeing here in the Southern California area. The mountains will see some snow. Chris, looking at the forecast, coming in all the way down into the Antelope Valley, we'll see some snow down to maybe 1,500 feet. I don't know where exactly they are in the Angeles National Forest and what elevation, but cold is coming.
And you're right, it is possible if they are at high enough elevation where this rescue is taking place live right now. It is possible they could have seen snow if they were there long enough.
So we do have reports that it was 3 men, 1 woman who were missing since 10 o'clock last night. It appears that one of the hikers now was brought from the ground up into the chopper.
And what we do know is that they were missing since 10 o'clock last night. So likely what we can infer from that is that they didn't return where they were supposed to be, or they left a note and they didn't return. What we don't know is how long they've been out there. They could have been out for longer than that. They could have left first thing in the morning. It could be a long day, cold, hungry.
A lot of information that is still yet to be gathered. We're watching the situation unfold live as you are as well. We're looking right now too at temperatures, some of the reports from across the area. Now in downtown Los Angeles, a temperature of 52 degrees, but certainly any climb and elevation, temperatures will have dropped off a bit, and overnight, temperatures certainly dropped off as well.
We just had a brainstorm report talking about wind chill. So you look at these numbers, doesn't necessarily tell you the whole story, because you don't necessarily have a thermometer right next to where they are, and so we don't know exactly how cold it is there. You get some of these valleys that cold air can sink, and it could be colder than the lower 50s that we're seeing there. You get up into elevation, and there is a valley here. So that cold air is denser than warm air, so it's going to sink down these valleys that you see here. So it's likely colder than the thermometer's reading in many of these sites.
Sure. Yeah, I think so for sure. And Chris, when we were just zoomed into that picture, noticed that there, I think, were six people there. So some rescuers are already on the ground, perhaps helping these hikers.
All right, we're following this, plus the Arctic invasion for much of the country next.
And continuing to follow the story here, there were 4 hikers, 3 men, 1 woman who went missing in the Angeles National Forest hiking last night, missing as of 10 o'clock last night. They have been found, and what we have been watching is a live aerial view of the rescue of these hikers. They have been found. Now, we're looking live right now down on the ground. We did see 1 person already evacuated from the ground up to a helicopter. You can see in the area, it appears that there is 5 or 6 people on the ground right now. In fact, there might be 7. So some rescuers already on the ground to help the hikers.
And Jen, right now, just handed some information to me here. This is some information from our affiliate in Los Angeles, NBCLA. The search, it began this morning. They were reported missing at 10 o'clock last night. It began this morning, the search. And we understand, according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, one of the people missing is a 61-year-old 61-year-old. The other 2 men are 18 years old, and a woman is 20. So that would make it 4 people, right? 61,
right.
2, 18, and a 20. So 4 people needing to be rescued. And this, again, search and rescue teams, we're looking in the Switzer Falls area of the San Gabriel Mountains. And again, they have been located. They were missing since 10 o'clock last night. This is a popular hiking destination because there's some falls there. And when you get the falls in this deep canyon in the Angeles National Forest, it's a sign that you have the steeper walls with that cold air draining down. So even though the temperature in some of the surrounding areas in Southern California are around 50 degrees, it's going to be colder here in the higher elevations.
We're going to bring in now Creek Stewart, and he's going to talk more about what kind of conditions they may have faced, what they could have done to stay warm. Creek, thank you for joining us. What do you know about the situation? What can you tell us about what these hikers might have been facing?
Well, I'll tell you what, it sounds like their number one threat was probably hypothermic conditions, because hypothermia can happen in temperatures as high as 50 degrees if the wind is high and if you have any moisture at all. And if they're down in any of those valleys, that's considered a cold sink, and it's absolutely colder in those areas than out where the sun, you have exposure to the sun. So, in my opinion, their greatest threat and their greatest challenge was just literally staying warm, even if it only was for one night.
And what is the advice to people if they find themselves in a situation where they go out for a day hike? What do if you realize the sun's going down and you're not going to make it back to your car?
Well, your triple threat is low temperatures, high winds, and moisture. So the more you can protect yourself from those 3 elements, the better. Ideally, you're underneath some type of a cliff overhang or a makeshift shelter so that you're out of the wind and out of the rain or snow. That alone right there will put you leaps and bounds ahead of surviving the game. Otherwise, a lot of survival is done before you leave your house. It's so important to tell at least 3 people where you're going and when to expect you back so that you're not stuck out there for an extended period of time.
What about alerting people when you're out? I mean, what are some ways that people, when they're hiking and they realize that they have either become lost or they become injured and they're not able to get back, how can they alert people that they are missing?
Well, the biggest mistake people make is once they're lost, they continue to keep moving, hoping to kind of self-rescue themselves. But in fact, that's a bad idea. The best thing to do when you're lost is to stay put and wait for rescue. A still target is easier to find than a moving one. But some great kind of rescue signals are a classic wet rescue whistle. A whistle can travel farther and louder and with less energy than screaming. And anything shiny, anything reflective that can be used to signal overhead air patrols, air rescue teams. And if you have to travel, you always want to leave some kind of a trail marker, whether that's pieces of stripped clothing, very crude makeshift trail markers that look unique and that indicate direction.
And what would be a reason that you would have to move and do that and leave markers along the way? I mean, would it be a situation where you'd want to go try to find a clearing perhaps to make yourself more visible?
Possibly. There could be a variety of reasons why you would have to move. You might have to move simply to find shelter from exposure. Maybe in your immediate area there just are no sheltering options, and so you might have to move in order to find resources and or shelter materials. You might also have to move because there is an immediate first aid threat where staying put means almost imminent or certain death, severe consequences of staying put. So there's a variety of reasons why you might have to move. You might have to move to get into an open clearing to become more visible to rescue crews. But if you move, make sure that people know you are moving by leaving some type of visible trail marker.
When you go out in the elements, anything really can happen. It's Mother Nature. What should a hiker plan for? If you're planning to go on a 2-hour hike, what kind of unknowns should you plan for?
Well, the first thing is, I've already mentioned, tell at least 3 people where you're going and when to expect you back. That can circumvent a variety of mishaps in your outing. But I always say in any outdoor situation, you always carry with you what I call the core 4, and that's shelter, water, fire, and food. Some type of sheltering tool, even if it's as simple as an emergency blanket, a canteen of water, and maybe even something to help purify or filter water, some water purification tablets or a simple pocket filter. Some means of making a fire. That can be matches, that can be a lighter, and the best fire tinder that I've ever used is very simple and easy to make. It's cotton balls saturated with petroleum jelly, with Vaseline. That's the best fire tinder I've ever used. You put a few of those in a baggie, and it's a guaranteed fire with a match or a lighter. And then some really simple open-and-eat meals. And by those, the best items are granola bars, high-calorie protein bars. And if you've got those core 4 categories covered, you are golden for at least 3 days, as long as you do not have some type of immediate first aid injury.
Creek Stewart, Weather Channel outdoor and survival expert, thank you very much for your analysis. As we look live right now at the rescue, the safe rescue here we see of, we're getting conflicting reports now. 3 people is what we see. Did you get a report of 4 people perhaps that were lost, reported missing last night at 10 o'clock in the San Gabriel Mountains outside of Los Angeles. Los Angeles Sheriff's Department leading that rescue by helicopter as we see some of the people entering the car now.
Right, as we get more information on the story, we'll keep following it here on the Weather Channel. We're also continuing to cover the cold air, the Arctic blast coming in, and some of that cold will seep down into the Southwest, including California.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru.
Losing weight has so many great benefits, but there's nothing like the way it looks. Fantastic. The way it feels. Confident. The way it rocks. Sexy.
Now you can lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist, or your money back guaranteed.
With Fast 5, I lost 7 pounds that very first week. I feel confident. I feel healthy. I love the compliments I'm getting.
It's healthy weight loss you can feel good about.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes and Craving Crusher shakes free. New food selections, new expert guides. Plus, call now. Lock in 2014 prices and shipping is free.
Start looking and feeling great today.
Call now, 877-280-THIN, and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. High 83. Winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 68. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
I thought it would be fun, so I went on Ancestry.com, and this little leaf gave me a hint, and that led me to another leaf and another hint. I was like the family detective. Then I found out that one of my ancestors actually was a detective. So I'm like the other family detective.
Visit Ancestry.com and discover the world's largest online family history resource.
You don't have to know what you're looking for. You just have to start looking.
Your discovery starts right now on Ancestry.com.
Ring, ring. Progresso. I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
We used to have so many empty rolls. Mom! That's why we switched to Charmin Ultra Mega Roll.
Charmin Ultra Mega Roll is 75% more absorbent, so you can use less with every go. Plus, it even lasts longer than the leading 1000 sheet brand.
Charmin Ultra Mega Roll.
Why do you want to do your taxes now with Jackson Hewitt? Because you need a free $50 Walmart e-gift card so you can share the joy of getting your taxes done. Now get a free $50 Walmart